Hello, dear friends. Hope you're doing well. Just let's remember a bit of old format where I just turn on the camera and start chatting shit straight into that little dot in my smartphone. Insane how this small dot can portray everything in such a high quality. Even this ugly pimple of mine. Anyways, what I would love to talk about is how you feel differently when you have this dopamine reward from work, and how it is a completely distinct experience when you go through the presence driven activity, which can be actually any one, but it's up to you to set the whole setting of what is happening around you and create the right perception in your mind so you are able to eventually evoke the correct reaction from yourself towards what you are going through. I just was coming up with all these explanations straight off the dome, so I am extremely terribly sorry in case it was totally clear. But long, long story short, what is the difference when you do something in order to reach certain goal and prove something to somebody, or when you are just doing it for the sake of doing it, like the big guy from I guess Asterix and Obelix movie, where he says that. By the way, I'm sorry, probably that's the wrong movie, but there is some popular movie where the main character answers the question, "Well, why are you fighting?" Because I love fighting, and the sincerity with which he responded to that inquiry was so impressive that the truth exposed behind these simple words seemed so eye opening for the whole world to realize that sometimes you fight simply because you love throwing your fists around. Naughty connotation. And I don't know, probably I would use what I'm doing right now as the example because I think you would be able to relate to it the most. And let's say right now I'm mostly in the presence driven motivation, I would say so. So I'm recording this video without any expectation of it somehow performing well or it getting the certain amount of likes or you following the link which links which are in the description. I am not bothered with it. Right now, I am simply enjoying merging with every word I'm saying right now, have been saying for the last 4 minutes, and will be saying for hell knows how many seconds more. However, I can start. Well, it usually doesn't happen that consciously. You do not inject those thoughts just completely manually, but depending on what is that humming sound, which is actually your subconscious mind, you listen to all the time. So whether it is something like you've got to prove them wrong, or it's just empty la 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 la, or you hiding from something, depending on it, you will be in the certain state of mind, certain fraction of the day. So if you are totally traumatized and insecure, then you will be you will be very extreme in your ways of living. So you will be only able to experience something on of the commonly considered positive spectrum of things when you have this a bit nasty and sudden dopamine spike. So if you always think that you, let's say, getting into some career or starting a business is the way to, you know, completely transform yourself and the perception of you of others, then it's gonna be much harder to persist, much harder to merge with the process. As a result, harder to what we started with, transform yourself and change the perception of others of you of others, whatever order makes the correct sense. Thus, that's the first way in which you get rewarded for what you are doing. But there is the other dimension, which has nothing to do with the exact motions you take in the reality, not the exact steps you apply to your processes, not the techniques which you incorporate. None of that has the correlation and any kind of influence on what I'm about to tell you. And it is simply presence driven activity. So the action step which I suggest you and actually highly encourage you to take right now is to the next time you're doing something absolutely mundane, I don't know, serving some of your biological functions, so probably you're sitting on the toilet or just doing some chores like washing dishes, take it upon yourself to enjoy this as much as you would be excited when you are riding roller coaster in Disneyland, for example. And even though it will feel absolutely incongruent at the beginning, you at least plant this little seed of proactive state self-state pumping. And when you put some great seeds, sooner or later there are gonna be really great fruits. And even more important, the trees which are able to produce these fruits on the pretty consistent basis. Thus, the presence driven working or creation is something which doesn't ladle energy from the expectations of the certain reward for your current action, but it is something which completely draws the fulfillment fulfillment from the action itself in the present moment. Well, actually, that's why it's called presence driven. And in fact, I have no clue what it is called scientifically, but that's what your loyal servant came up with. And please leave the comment how would you evaluate me in this video. Was I presence driven enough, or was I too dopamine junkie this time? And regardless of how you like this video, I highly encourage you to visit the links in the description. I'm not still quite sure which are gonna be these, but definitely awesome. I mean, under my video there are no other ones, and subscribe. Send this video to someone who would benefit from being more motivated and inspired to work, and eventually stay awesome.